you ever been in a crystal store, held a crystal for 10-15 minutes, even perhaps been stroking it as you walked around the crystal shop, and then suddenly you just put it back on the shelf? Here's what could be going on. Yes, you connected to it deeply during that time and bought it, but then you never felt drawn to use it again once it was home. Why would you need a crystal for such a short time? Well, the problem will occur if you've been inaccurate in how you've questioned your intuition or your guidance about the connection to the crystal. You probably asked, do I need it? And got yes. But here's the thing, needing it doesn't always mean buying it. Experience taught this to me when I first started being an active user of my intuition. In a bookshop, I thought I needed to buy a book after being guided to read one page that was very insightful. But after getting it home, I had no interest in reading the rest. It just felt wrong. Yes, I had needed to read it, or rather just that one page. However, I had not needed to buy it. As a crystal seller, I also watched this occurring from time to time with customers. I watched what looked like a definite sale with a crystal coming up, as it had been lovingly held for 20 minutes, and then the customer just put it back on the shelf. Yes, I would get frustrated. I would question my guidance about what was going on. And over the years, I accumulated several reasons. And any of these can be what will happen for you or has happened for you. The most common reason was that the person needed to hold the crystal to clear heavy energy from a situation they had just been through. Usually they had been perhaps helping someone or dealing with something that was genuinely unfair. And this was some karmic grace that was being given back to them by their guides through using the shop's crystals to help fix their energy field. Or it was really important that their energy be opened, their mind be expanded, so that they could receive an important insight that was about to be passed to them in the shop by myself or another customer. Their guides knew that their energy was too wobbly, they were perhaps too ungrounded to receive the advice, hence the on-the-spot crystal help. And yes, those of us running the shop would of course then need to clear the crystal after they left. But there is one other reason about this interesting interaction between yourself and a crystal in a shop. Sometimes your crystal needs to receive your energy to boost itself. Why? I often found this would happen after the customer or myself had had a profound healing and a shift of consciousness. So if it's you, well, you've probably found yourself drawn to a crystal store while still resonating with that upgrade. Guidance needs to pass on some of the new energy to another person, so it's using a crystal to absorb the frequency from you, some of it. And now the crystal just needs to wait until the recipient arrives in the store to buy it. And usually it happened within half an hour to 2 hours. It was really funny to watch. And I've had people question, why did they have this urge to hold a crystal and then suddenly they didn't need to buy it? What happened? So I've explained it, and now you know. Now, what also then would happen is that once that crystal was back on the shelf, suddenly another crystal or two will suddenly call the person over to buy them. It was interesting to watch how those crystals that were actually needing to go home with them would stay energetically quiet so the person could do the work with the other crystal that was going to remain in the shop. It really is quite mysterious. So if you found this little short interesting, click the link and you'll get to see a whole video about knowing when to move crystals on, or maybe when it's just a bit of sabotage from the ego happening.